Hi, I'm Randy Grewal, a very proud owner of a very special family-owned vineyard in Santa Maria, California, called Casa del Gravino, or simply the House of Grewal Wines. Tells you what a family-oriented terrain that we have in sunny central coastal Santa Barbara County, California.
My name is Jerry Ortiz. I'm the proud vineyard manager of Casa del Gravino, House of the Great Wines.
Okay, so the first question will be about how you set up this winery and why you start this project.
So in a very simplistic way, when I try to explain to people, what brought me into this, I can describe it in a very simplistic way: passion. We're incredibly passionate about great wines, and we started from the beginning with a very simplistic concept. We're going to do this because we're passionate, and if we are passionate about making extremely high quality wines, we wish to do that in a very different way. We want to be disruptors. We don't want wine produced volumetrically, so our focus is quality and not quantity. And since the inception of the first vintage, which we acquired in 2010, so our first bottled vintage is 2011, 8 years later, we're making exceptional wines that are all handmade from the farm, from the vineyard, all the way through the bottle.
So Jerry, so how you joined into the winery and how you find when you go to this group and how you making the vineyard, and also what are your feeling about this?
Well, when Mr. Grewal bought the property to become Casa del Gravino, to me was very excited to be part of the Gravino, because they came in with high-end visions about making one of the most incredible projects in the Santa Maria Valley area. And I'm glad that I'm part of it, because once we get done with our project, I think it's going to be one of the most amazing things to be part of. Around the Central Coast, we're not used to having this type of big wineries and stuff like that. So I'm proud to be part of it, and I've been with Casa del Gravino since day one. As you can see, I'm in Hong Kong enjoying all the way from California.
So the next question is about the difference between our winery and any other winery in the States. And how about the wine style of our wine?
Considering the massive optionality that all of us consumers have, you have to really decide yourselves what's good for your palate. All I can describe to you is my passion and Casa del Gravino. What we're doing with Casa del Gravino is some very basic principles, but materially important principles that makes us completely different than anyone else. First and foremost, it's about quality and not quantity. So we probably harvest 3 tons per acre. 3 tons per acre compared to everyone else that's probably 15 tons per acre. So we are harvesting a fifth of everyone else. But that's by choice. Our focus is on quality and not quantity. The second thing that's important about that is we are sitting there saying to ourselves, our fundamental interest is we want no chemicals in our process. We want the lowest levels of sulfites possible in wine. We want low acidity. We want high alcohol levels. Those distinguish us. So one more time: low quantity, high quality; high alcohol, low sugar; smoothness in the wine all the way through; low tannins, no acidity. That truly distinguishes our winemaking style. And because those are the objectives established up front, everything we do in the vineyard, where we actually make our wine, all the way through the bottling of this incredible wine we make on an annual basis is uniquely different than anything else you might taste.
That's good. So, Jerry, and how about because it's all about the grapes. So, any difficulties for you and any experience for you in the past few years, and how you handle the grapes and how you handle the vineyard, and any memorable things happen?
When Mr. Grewal bought the vineyard, came on board, he wanted to produce a very high-end quality of wines. You know, he travels the world, so he's very familiar with good wines. And my job is to make sure that he gets nothing but the best, especially when he doesn't put no restrictions on me to how to farm the vineyard. And like he says, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. So I got a very big passion about farming, especially grapes. And because look at this is what we produce. And what I do, it's when I go to the farming, it's all about controlling water, growth, soil. We don't use any chemicals. We do like controlling the weeds. We do hand hoeing, controlling the growth. We do can management. We open the canopy. That helps circulation with the wind, controls mildew control. So that's we don't use no machinery. Everything gets done by hand. We go back to the old days where we don't use a horse because it's too late to use a horse, right? But we try to control everything to the limit.
Okay, so next part is to talking about the wine. So we'd like you to introduce fracture and also Rivino, and what you described. For example, like our really signature Pinot Noir and the Chardonnay. And so can you talk about something like this?
So through that incredible passion we have of making, in our view, some very unique wines made in the old school mentality, you end up with a very unique type of wine. In our case, we've got 7 varietals. We grow the Chardonnay, Riesling. We make an impeccable Rosé, a Pinot Noir, a Grenache, a Dolcetto, and a Syrah. Consistent across our varietals is that all our varietals at the estate, I can use the word, each and every grape is dealt with like a special piece of jewelry, a unique piece of jewelry at every grape, because everything is done by hand. So when we think about our varietals, we actually break them down into a reserve wine called Cader Gravino, which is what you're seeing here on the screen. Cader Gravino is the house of Grewal wines, so Cader Gravino. Our estate wines are Gravino. Then we have a level that does not have an oak program. So the reserve wines are brand new French oak on an annual basis. So the reserve wines have a intended oak integration program that could be between 6 to 18 months, depending on varietal. We age the reserve program for anywhere between 5 to 7 years. We're sitting in 2019. We're literally just releasing, and we're still drinking our 2011, but we're just opening our 2012 on the reserve program. So quite unique for California wines. Our estate, Gravino, our estate wines also have an oak program, but in that case the oak is about 3 years old. Again, French oak, 3 years oak. Oak program runs between 6 to 9 months. Moving across, we have wines under the Element brand, like the Elements, the famous 9 elements in the world, At the end of the day, the element program is focused on the same processes but does not have an oak program in it. In the element, we do exclusively a Chardonnay as a white, a Pinot Noir as a red, and we do something very unique. It's the only program in which we actually blend wines. It's called the trilogy. So we create a unique blend on an annual basis under the element. And finally, we have a red carpet brand where also we do a Chardonnay and a Pinot Noir, and we do a blend called Trio. The difference in the blends, you have to drink it to feel it, to understand it. In the red carpet, we do not have any barrel at all. It's all tank processed, if you will. Consistent across the program is no chemicals, low acidity, moderate tannins, high alcohol, and every single varietal in every single brand made by hand with our passion of making high quality wines in very limited quantities. Across the board, across the varietals, across the brands, we max at about 500 cases per varietal per type. So we're a small family unit, a small family winery, a small family vineyard, but everything we do is with passion.
Jerry, so I think you travel around different places, different countries, and how do you feel in Hong Kong this time when you come to Hong Kong, and anything impressed you or any experience that you want to say something about that?
Well, it's an honor for me to be here in Hong Kong. It's my second time that Mr. Grewal has invited me to come over and be part of the Hong Kong community. I really have enjoyed being here with several people that I have met, very, very important people. So I hope that it's not going to be the last time, that they'll be coming more often and being part of it. I want to say that from Santa Maria, California, I would wish that a lot of Hong Kong people would come over and visit us and really have the experience what it is being at Gravino.
So lastly, Mr. Guru, I'd like you to say something about in the market, like in Hong Kong. So what do you think the wine in Hong Kong market, and how do people accept it? And also maybe in China or any other market, and what is the plan or any idea about this promoting to different areas? And finally, in Hong Kong, so what you want to say, something about our winery to the audience.
So wine has been drunk for the longest time. I'm not sure we know how long wine has been made as humanity. But when we think about our lovely town, Hong Kong, there are an enormous amount of choices. Everybody wants, every winemaker, every wine producer wishes to provide an offer to drink their wines in Hong Kong, because it is eclectic, it's a dynamic, it's an exciting, robust, and a very open mind society that actually wishes to enjoy the diversity. So the great thing for Hong Kong is enjoy the diversity. While you may enjoy different wines, different varietals from different parts of the world, the reason you will particularly enjoy Carlo Gravino within the diversity that you're enjoying, that our wines are truly unique. Our wines, most importantly, are made with a tremendous amount of love, tremendous amount of passion. Because I do this, notwithstanding my extensive business interests around the world, I do this because I love wine. And with that, it's all about our passion. So what makes us unique in the diversity that Hong Kong enjoys is that you get to enjoy as many cases of wine you feel like drinking without getting any headaches. I'm anti-chemical. Grew up in Southern Africa. We don't have any chemicals. So in our wines, there are no chemicals. As you enjoy wine, you have to start absorbing. Society continues to evolve. I can certainly say in Hong Kong over the last 25 years, there's an evolution and an affinity towards wine. And everyone's trying to understand, not just in Hong Kong, but in the region, what is good wine, what is wine that can be had, what wine do you drink with what food type, and how do you manage your palate with the food type you're eating and actually be able to understand the combination of the two. It's a very complicated scenario, and one size does not fit all. Everybody's DNA is unique. So you will enjoy different things as you progress. Hong Kong is dynamic. It's constantly changing. What will not change with Khadir Gravino is the stability and the consistency of very high quality wines made without chemicals. The consistency of very high quality wines made with a tremendous amount of passion. The consistency of wines that are made year over year, regardless of varietal, that the process procedure that we make our wines with is exactly the same. So as you sit on your meals and you decide which wine can I have without feeling that I shall fight the wine during my meal because of the tannins, because of the acidity, a Khadir Gravino, a Gravino, an Element, a Red Carpet will not challenge you. You will get to enjoy it. And I'm noticing that over the last, as I said earlier, 25 odd years, the evolution of wine drinking is that a lot more people today drink wine with a mentality that says wine is good for you. I agree. I drink wines at lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Wines are good for you as long as they don't have chemicals in it. I'm not sure wines are good for you with chemicals in it. So that balance you will have to find by yourself. Everyone's balances are different. Certainly some can absorb more than others. So I strongly believe the uniqueness of an individual's DNA, the uniqueness of an individual's palate, find a balance that you enjoy and live with it, but enjoy wine.
So finally, maybe we have a shot with the cheers. Maybe cheers, and we enjoy the wine from the Khadir.
Okay.
Three, maybe cheers with the camera. 3, 2, 1.
Cheers.
Here's Khadir Gravino for
Khadir
you.
Gravino.
Enjoy.
Take the one more. Take the
One more.
Okay.
Shift to the camera.
Okay.
Cheers. And then maybe sponsor says cheers to. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Salute Khadir Gravino.
Salute.